the visuals of a car being pulled out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Grand Vitara car. Inside it, Yuvraj Mehta, a 27-year-old techie, crashed 500 meters from his home in Greater Noida. There was fog and poor lighting, and there was a broken wall. He didn't know which way he was driving. The barricade had not been built. It was the government's job to ensure that the barricade was built, but they did not care. Ladies and gentlemen, this visual, see it again, of a car being pulled out of a pit. A citizen dies, a young man dies, just 27-year-old, calls his father, says, "Father, save me, I don't want to die." But even in his last moments, the government did not care. And Yuvraj Mehta, just 27-year-old, died because the government did not do its job, because the government could not build a barricade, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why we feel that progress means nothing if it is not progress for the people. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not just about a young man who dies. It's about the direction our country is taking. On the one hand, we are told by the EU in Davos, where billionaires meet, that India is going to sign the mother of all deals with the European Union. And the European Union is so excited that they're going to cater to a market of 2 billion people, accounting for a quarter of global GDP. The EU is so happy. They're going to make so much money through that deal with India. But these statistics means nothing, because the reality are the visuals from Chhindwara, where newborn kids prescribed cold reef by a now suspended doctor. The mother stares at the photographs of a beloved child who dies in her arms after consuming poison that she thought was a life-saving medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, what happens? A few suspensions at the FDA. The poor children who die, their parents don't even get an answer. Those who had to make money, make money. And in our country, young children are given poison and they die. And therefore, we must demand progress for the people, because on the one hand, Nitin Gadkari's road transport ministry is busy winning 4 Guinness records in highway constructions. Congratulations, Mr. Gadkari. The NHI is saying we are laying 10,675 MT of bituminous concrete on economic corridors, 29 kilometers stretch continuously in 24 hours. Congratulations, Mr. Gadkari. But on the other side, I would like Mr. Gadkari and everyone else to see and remember what happened at the IAS Academy, where torrential rain on 27th July 2024 flooded the basement where children who wanted to be civil servants were studying. The water entered the area. They had nowhere to go. The municipality didn't do its job. The government didn't do its job. And ladies and gentlemen, those who wanted to serve the country as bureaucrats died, flooded in a basement. We are told today that we should not be talking about these things, because we should only be talking about good things, like Ashwini Vaishnav's railway ministry celebrating the construction of the world's highest railway arch bridge, 259 meters above the Chenab River. I'm sure it looks beautiful. I'm told it's taller than the Eiffel Tower. But on the other hand, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav should also see visuals of the Indrayani bridge collapsing from last year. The bridge, ladies and gentlemen, collapses near Pune. 4 people die. The bridge is broken into 2 sections. They lie submerged in the river below. Large crowds gather. The bodies are washed away. And hence, we must ask ourselves, do we want to be a country of contrasts? Great events, big talk of development, Guinness Book records, big talk. Talk about heavy investment in the semiconductor industry. Talk about 76,000 crores outlay into the semiconductor mission. 100% FDI in electronics manufacturing. But what does it mean? What does it mean for you and me? We remember what happened in the baby care hospital in East Delhi's Vivek Vihar. Children still die like this, and we are talking about becoming a semiconductor hub. There has to be some balance. There has to be some fairness. There has to be justice. You can't have semiconductors and rockets and Guinness Book records in highway construction and the world's highest arch bridge. All of this looks very good, but the reality is we are a country where there is a body or a charred infant who dies in the fire and nobody can do anything. Nobody likes to see these contrasts. I'm sure the government doesn't like to see these contrasts. They say, we built the Central Vista project, 20,000 crore rupees, very good. New parliament, new secretariat, new offices, very good, very fancy, fantastic. I'm sure Lutyens is going to become more glamorous. But please remember what happened in the gaming zone in Rajkot. Remember, this is another side of India. And don't blame Arnab for showing you the contrast. See these plumes of smoke. Think of the people who died. Think of the rules broken. And that's why I want to go back tonight to that one visual of the car being pulled out from the water. It is not a car being pulled out of a water, ladies and gentlemen. It's not of a crane pulling a car out from the water. Inside that car was a young man with aspirations, with hopes, with a career, with a family waiting for him. So when we pull out the carcass of the car, remember, and I tell those in power, remember and remember again, that statistics are not development.